Patriots named Gerard Mayo, the Raiders named Antonio Pierce, and now the focus shifts to some of the other 6 openings and the potential big names out there. And none are any bigger than the greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick himself, who completed a second interview with the Falcons on Friday. That, to date, is the only team he's interviewed with so far. He waits to see what else Atlanta does, because Atlanta wants to speak to other people during an open search, including Jim Harbaugh, who they'd like to meet with later this week. There's been no date scheduled as of late last night. They'll see if they can get together. Harbaugh also talking with the Chargers and the Falcons while he has an offer from Michigan to become the highest paid coach in college football. The former Tennessee Titans head coach, Mike Vrabel, interviewed with the Chargers. He will meet with the Falcons this week. The Seahawks also have shown interest, and he figures into this coaching carousel with likely an opportunity coming somewhere. We wait to see where Vrabel, obviously's next opportunity, comes with the Falcons this week. And all signs continue to point to Nick Sirianni returning with the Philadelphia Eagles. It's now Sunday. They lost Monday. They haven't done anything. There are expected to be widespread changes on the assistant coaching staff, but now we're almost a week since their last loss. Sirianni remains, and it seems like the signs point to him staying on there in Philadelphia without a head coaching change, as is the case in Dallas. The difference here is that Mike McCarthy will head into the final season of his 5-year contract. He is not expected to receive any sort of extension this offseason. Jerry Jones thinks that people, when challenged, often do their best work. And that's what he is hoping will be the case with Mike McCarthy, who talked this past week on the expectations for this Cowboys team.
But my message would be this. We have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet. We know how to win. We know how to train to win. We have the right people. But we have not crossed the threshold of winning playoff games. And it's extremely disappointing to be sitting here talking about it. I know how to win, and we will get over that threshold. I came to Dallas to win the world championship, and that's why I'm standing here, and buy into us.
Rex, hearing that, knowing the decision that Jerry Jones made, do you think it was the right choice to keep Mike McCarthy?
I absolutely do. I mean, this guy, it's just amazing how I just think he's so underrated. Look, yeah, they laid an egg. There is absolutely no question about it. They laid an egg in that playoff game. But, I mean, the man has won 12 games, 3 straight seasons, all right? He took over the offense this year. Well, they were top 5 in points scored and in yards. Like, Dak Prescott was playing at an MVP level until that last performance. So, to me, yes, it made perfect sense. And here's the thing. It's funny when you look at just the numbers. All right, he's had 167 wins, 102 losses in the regular season, 11-11 in the playoffs, 1 Super Bowl win.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. But let's compare him to Mike Tomlin.
No,
Mike
it doesn't
Tomlin,
matter.
I'm going to say
it doesn't matter.
Please.
No, it doesn't matter.
I would like to finish.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin,
all right.
Mike Tomlin
Different.
is a first ballot Hall of Fame coach.
Mike
when
Tomlin
you
won a
look at
Super
their
Bowl?
So is McCarthy.
I just
Not
going to
with
say
that
this.
team.
Guys, Mike Tomlin, 173 wins, 102 losses, 8-10 in the playoffs, 1 Super Bowl. They're very similar. One guy we want to throw away. One guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer, which he should be. He has lost 5 straight games in the playoffs. All right, so to me, it ain't so easy to win in the playoffs.
Okay, if they,
all right, we get it. There ain't too many
Rex,
Tom Brady, Bill Belichick combinations. This guy right here is a hell of a football coach. You're going to throw him away. Makes no sense.
Then where's the contract extension? I say, okay, well then give him a year. Give him another year, because Jerry Jones is making an assumption. He is assuming that his players are mature enough to handle playing for a possible lame duck head coach. So what if they happen to be 2-3? What if they struggle out the gate or during any type of losing streak? The maturity of your leadership and your veteran leaders have to come in and still stay the course. Looking at Mike McCarthy, do you think these players can be that way and say, we're still going to play hard for this coach? Or, man, this coach is out of here. It's like, let's make sure I'm okay for myself. Okay, and then it becomes that way. Show some loyalty, some commitment to the coach if you want to give him that opportunity to coach by himself. Because for some players, I'll say for some players, Rex, looking at a guy that you think, you're not going to be here next year anyway. Jerry's just going to get you out of here because Jerry is the overwhelming voice and shadow over this organization. It's not the head coach, and especially a head coach with just 1 year left.
Well, I mean, look, I totally agree with you on that thing. I think a lame duck coach is ridiculous.
I played for Pete Carroll when he was just in his last year in the contract, and it was like, you could tell Pete was talking as if he knew he was out. That gives you no motivation as a player. You're not going to win championships that way. So these players have to take charge and still have the same type of feelings you have towards McCarthy while they're playing that year, knowing that if they don't do it, this is it for him.
Mike McCarthy is the coach of this team. And the reason why, you talk about the best players on offense, and Mike McCarthy brought the best out of everybody in that offense. Record year Dak Prescott, record year CeeDee Lamb. I sit up here and talk about the wide receiver position week in and week out. And I told y'all, CeeDee Lamb had his best season. 28 more catches than last year, 400 more yards, 300 more touchdowns. So Mike McCarthy is the right guy for this team. Longevity, I'm not for sure. Earlier in the season, they traded for a first-round quarterback in Trey Lance. With all this stuff that's talked about Dak Prescott, the quarterback position may not be the right fit, Jerry Jones might have something in the back pocket with Trey Lance. Y'all just wait and see what's brewing in Dallas. It's something.
He better have something else in his back pocket, because to me, this was far more of an indictment on Jerry than Mike. Like, I think Mike is a good football coach. Look at what he did with this offense. CeeDee Lamb career year, Dak a career year. They got 48 points hung on them at home. 42 on the defense, right? And I know Dan Quinn's doing head coaching interviews. Like, you were at home. This D-line was supposed to eat and dominate, and they got embarrassed at home. This wasn't on Mike McCarthy. Dan Quinn, who probably is hired by Jerry anyway.
Sure.